Hello, it's Victoria Pendragon here to talk about my alternate reality. And today I want to talk about one of my favorite things, which is the times that Jesus came to visit me. I know, it seems unlikely. It seemed especially unlikely to me at the time because I am not a Christian person. I am not a Catholic person. I am, as I described myself in the first one of these series, I am a earth-based spirituality person, and I have been since I was about that big and known it. So it was a surprise when in my 50s, well into my healing career, Jesus dropped by. I totally didn't get it. And let's see, I think there were 4 or 5 times that it happened, and 3 or 4 of those times it was a holographic kind of an experience. In one of them, for instance, the first and the most dramatic one that I recall was I was dancing to music. I love to dance. I dance by myself. I dance in the middle of people. I just dance. And I was feeling filled with energy one night. I was dancing, just lost in it. And Jesus just came walking down the hall. I saw him. And he came in, and he joined me. And we danced. And then he just sort of disappeared midway towards when I was winding down. And it was very, very cool. And I thought to myself, wow, what was that all about? And that's about all I thought of it, just thought it was strange. Then, probably less than a year later, he appeared beside me as I was brushing my teeth one night. Also curious. But you know, it was happening again, and I thought, well, this is interesting. I didn't sit down and make an attempt to do it, but I just sort of began rethinking Jesus in my mind, rethinking what kind of a human being he must have been, really, not based on the hype or any books that had been written, but what kind of a person must have generated such a tremendous energy around him. And I began, as a healer, especially working as an active healer at that time, I began rethinking anything I might have held based on what I'd been told. I went to a Catholic school, not my choice, for a long time, and I didn't do well there, needless to say. And so I had a certain amount of resentment inside me about the whole Jesus thing. And Jesus himself had me getting over that because he was very cool. And I mean, you know, I'm brushing my teeth, there he is. The next time he was sort of by my bed. He just was there one night. Okay, I fell asleep. There was Jesus. The next time, and now I know why I had difficulty with the 4 or 5 times, because 4 of the times it was just me, sort of my experience, but one of the times I was actually being worked on by an IET practitioner. And Jesus came in, and the IET practitioner was behind me here, and Jesus came in at my feet. And the whole room just filled up with this awesome golden light. It was a beautiful, beautiful experience that clearly this man's energy had generated and drawn in. So that too was phenomenal. The other experience I think put Jesus off a little, because I haven't seen him since. And I was doing healing on someone, and I was standing above the table, above the massage table, at this person's shoulders, and I was working on his shoulder, and I was moving down the body. When I do hands-on healing, I do hands-on healing. And I bumped into his hand, And it was up here, like on his arm. And I said, would you mind moving your hand? And he said, what do you mean? Because, and I said, wait, well, I'm sorry, I just bumped into you. He said, no, you didn't. And I looked up, and I had bumped into Jesus, who had his hand on the man's arm. And it's funny, I can still feel that feeling. It was like right in here. I just very quietly freaked, because it was real Jesus. It was as real as when those people came to visit in the courtroom. Only this, just, it was Jesus. And I just kind of panicked. I continued working on the man, but inside my body were all kinds of things going on that I cannot describe in words. And Jesus went away. And it was, I guess it was just more than I could take. Later, interestingly, he came to me 4 times again in spirit to give me information. And I channeled and wrote down what I was getting from him. But never again did he appear to me. Certainly not, vivid and in the flesh. But that was a remarkable experience. And I don't know, I feel, what can you do? You do a thing and it's done. I can't go back and undo my shock and I guess fear at the time. Nothing to be done about it. There it is. There's no accounting for reality. There's no accounting for alternate reality. You just kind of have to roll on the waves. And I didn't do a very good job that time. That I will freely admit, as I will admit most of my failures, if not all. What's the point? So I just wanted to share those things about Jesus today, because apparently we're all worthy of a visit from amazing beings. Even if they show up fully embodied. Oh, that reminds me. I believe her name, it's Annie. I can't think of her last name. She's written a number of books. And I want to say Annie Lennox, but I know that's not her. That's another Annie I like. Oh my. Well, if I can think of it, I'll bring it into a later talk and bring it up. But she's seen Jesus in the flesh as well. She was alcoholic at the time and deep into it. And he appeared to her and changed her life in a very, very good way. And perhaps because she was drunk, she didn't get scared. I don't know. But I don't know. It's an ineffable thing. There are just no words to describe how that made me feel. And I think that's it for the day. The cats apparently don't want to get involved anymore. By the way, the cats are Menard, who was rubbing me all over at the beginning of this, and Mr. Nippa, who is probably asleep on the chair behind me. And they like the attention. Me too. Thank you, and